Hello, I'm Scott Hall, psychic medium, and today I want to talk about dreams and information coming from dreams. But I wouldn't even say dreams per se as much as that space that happens right before you wake up, because I've been messing with that area, that little time before you wake up when you know you're awake, but you still kind of got the cobwebs in your head and you're still in a dreamy state. And it's like the in-between state. So to back up just for a second here, I've shared before that I have lucid dreams, I have out-of-body experiences, but it's been a while. I wanted to consistently have them, so I've been reading books and trying to get myself to where I can consistently do them and do them on demand if possible. Usually my way of entering out-of-body experience is through a dream. I'll recognize in a dream that I'm dreaming, and then I'll be lucid, and then I can say, clear the set, and the set being the dream, clear the dream, and then, hey Regina, and then clear the dream, and all of a sudden I'm in astral, and then I can do amazing things. It's awesome. So I want to do this consistently, so I got this book called Astral Dynamics, and it is quite thorough. But the funny thing is that I've been doing this now for like 2 months, being consistent about it, and it hasn't happened yet, so I'm a little frustrated. But in the meantime, I've been remembering all of my dreams. So, I usually do anyway, but because I'm making a conscious effort. So I'm also much back to what I was talking about at the beginning, is about that area of time between when you're fully awake and you've left a dream and you know you're waking up and you still have that information from the dream. And what I'm finding is that some of the information just does not translate. I've done this before, but I'm very aware of it right now. It just doesn't translate. So like this morning, I wanted to tell my partner Janet about something, and I was like, yeah, it was energy. And then to describe it, I already had to go to analogy. So I had to say, well, it's like art. The energy is like art, and it's like my art, which is on the screen here actually, that kind of art, line art, and I fit it in certain places, and it fits in some places, and you have to adjust it to fit other places. That doesn't even make sense, right? So I the problem is that I already had to go to 3D reality I had to use the vocabulary, the language of 3D to describe something that was not in 3D. And so the language doesn't work, and then I get confused, and then I become more, as I wake up, I become more and more 2D, or 3D rather. I become more 3D and less whatever the other dimension is, fourth dimension. I become more 3D, and I can't even grasp anymore what I just was able to hold on to. So you're in a dream, you've got this information, you're messing around with energy, then you're starting to wake up, you still have the energy there, you can think, oh yeah, I was messing around with energy, then you try to describe it and bring it into the 3D world, and it just doesn't, it goes away. So one thing someone could make the realization and say, well, I mean, or make a judgment on it and say, that it wasn't reality, it wasn't something real, because it wasn't real information, it wasn't valid information. And I don't think that's right. I think it is valid, because if my mind was able to play with it and it worked, then it's valid. It's just not valid perhaps for the 3D mind, for 3D consciousness. And then that brings me back to the astral projecting out-of-body experiences. I'm thinking that really the consciousness that I bring to out-of-body is very much like 3D consciousness. So it really is 3D consciousness, or acts like a 3D consciousness in a 4D consciousness area. Because the astral projection, when you're astral in the astral realms, you think something that happens immediately. There's no time or space. It's just perceived. It's just shown to you in certain ways because of your beliefs. So you are acting with a 3D mind in perhaps a 4D realm, or different types of realms. So one of the cool conclusions I came from that is that, and some people have already said this, of course, but we are truly multidimensional beings, and we just, when we're in 3D, we believe the 3D, so that works. The cool thing is we can go in these other dimensions with our 3D mind and go do that. We can also be in the other dimensions with our 4D mind, or our mind that is, or our consciousness that is appropriate for those dimensions and understands all those dimensions. But bringing that information back from the other dimensions back to the 3D reality, stuff gets lost. And you start having to make up reasons, to use analogies to describe what you went through, and then things get lost even more. Though I would say that is so my explanation to Janet this morning, that I was messing around with energy that was like my art. It was lines like this, lines going across, and I could fit them in certain shapes in certain areas to make them work. At least that's something. It's not exactly accurate. I know there was a lot more to it than that. But at least I was able to do that. And I like that when you describe things like that, it kind of shifts your mind a little bit. I mean, taking art and fitting it in certain areas and shapes and being able to move it for different reasons, but it's energy, not art. It just looks like art. That's a new, interesting idea, right? So anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. It was hard to kind of get that together, but I've been thinking about it for a while. And that's what I really love is talks about consciousness, because for me that's what it's all about. I just love looking at things sideways and upside down and looking at things differently. And I think if we had, if we were able to bring our 4D consciousness into the 3D, I don't know what we would be. I don't know if we'd be like Jesus-like or something. I don't know. We would certainly see through the facade. And I don't know what happens as a result of that. Some sort of, I would imagine, be some bliss, but I'm not sure. But related to that, I'll be channeling my friend Ave. That's capital A, capital V, colon. Saturday, February 1st, at the Center for Love and Light, and he is a higher vibration being who exists in reality, and his perception of our 3D reality. I think his reality is 3D. I don't know. I don't know. I think he lives in a physical reality, but he has a higher consciousness, a higher vibration. I know that much. So I don't know what his perception is, but he's trying to, of course, explain it to me. And when I bring in his consciousness, or part of his consciousness, I think I can only bring in a teeny little part. But when I bring it in, if I bring in a lot of it, I'll just laugh and cry at the same time. So it shows you how different his vibration is and how high it is. It's just like bliss. It's just like crying and laughing all at the same time. So it's wonderful. We're going to be discussing, he's going to be discussing love, the aspects of a broken heart, having heartache, missing someone, how that is a perception. And in his mind, everything is a perception of love and ache, because in reality we are made of love, we are from love, so we can't be without it. It's a perception. It's kind of like we've twisted it off. That's the way I look at it. It's like we twisted love off. We kind of tighten it and don't allow as much love to come out. But for him, he sees it differently, and I'm trying to learn that. But I'll be channeling Ave, all about love, on Saturday, February 1st, at the Center for Love and Light. If you go to ScottHallPsychic.com under events, you can register there. And it's from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. And I will Ave will take questions as well. I'll explain how I became channeling of Ave, how I started channeling Ave, that's what I'm trying to say. And then Ave will talk for a while, then he'll take your questions. Okay, so that's about it. Have a great Thursday, and I'll see you soon. Bye.